The phenomenon of domestic helpers in Hong Kong reflects a unique aspect of the city's socio-economic structure. As one of the world's leading financial centers, Hong Kong's fast-paced lifestyle, coupled with the dull income structure of most households, has led to an increased demand for local and foreign domestic helpers. Up to now, Hong Kong's domestic helper industry has become an important part of Hong Kong's social fabric, contributing to Hong Kong's economy and family vitality. Domestic helpers make up a large portion of Hong Kong's population, of which foreigners, particularly from the Philippines and Indonesia, make up a large proportion. Our group is very interested in the current situation of domestic helpers.
Because I think the salary that depends on their experience and some education level. Because I know some of the domestic helper they even have the university degree in Philippines or their hometown, so they may get the high salary to teach the children. It is common to have domestic helper in Hong Kong because Hong Kong people has very fast lifestyle and they are very busy on their own jobs, so they may not have enough time to take care of their family, so they need to hire the domestic helper to help them to solve the problem.
The first factor must be the money. Yes, if the salary of the domestic helper is too high, that the employer would just hesitate or maybe do not hire this domestic helper, even though they are maybe the education level is quite high, or they mention that maybe they have many skills, something like that. So they, I think employer would prefer with the minimum price they can pay to hire a domestic helper who can do many things.
I know the government had issued the holiday for them, like Sunday they need to get rest and they have their own time to like cherish friends and like that. And the protection is when you need to hire a domestic helper, you need to provide the insurance.
The first question is, does the working life in Hong Kong meet your expectation before you leave your hometown?
Yes, I come from Philippines. The salary and working conditions offered by Hong Kong are much more better, and there is strict regulation in place to protect us from being unpaid and unreasonable dismissal, and life here is quite convenient.
Okay, the second question is that if you are not satisfied with your working environment, is there any platform or gateway to consult with the agents for the early termination of the contract and fit in with the new and more suitable employer?
Yes, this is my fifth employer. I was not cooperating well with my last employer, but luckily I could mediate with the employee through agency peacefully. The agency is helpful, and now I'm happy with my current employer.
The third question is, from your observation, do you think domestic helpers are enjoying the equal rights as the Hong Kong local labour?
I think our right is quite equal, that I can enjoy my Sunday with my friends. It is already very good for me.
Do you know what healthcare rights that you can enjoy?
Yes, I knew it clearly before I signed up the contract. Luckily, I keep staying healthy in Hong Kong and seldom get sick.
Okay, the last question is your current most eager wish about yourself?
The long working hours. Hong Kong does not have legal working hour legislation, and domestic workers usually work for 11 to 16 hours a day. There is only advice to employers telling them that their workers work less than 12 hours.
Yes, Hong Kong has a higher salary and better living standards compared to Indonesia. I didn't face any issues like that because my employer treats me very well, and I never changed my employer. But I have heard from my friend that they usually find agency to help if they face any issue like that. No, not really, because some of my friend is working at McDonald's, and even McDonald's has a better salary and benefits than us, while we have longer working hours. Yes, I know all of these when I signed the contract, and my employer also told me about this. But my employer treats me well. They will provide me money to see a doctor when I was sick. of course, higher salary because I've worked for a long period of time and I think it deserves better.
好啦，根據翻呢個勞工法例啦，你認為你對你嘅工人有冇提供到呢個足夠嘅醫療福利或者係保障呢？
我認為係有嘅。咁如果有時工人就發燒啦或者感冒，我哋都會提供一啲藥俾佢食啦，同埋都盡量俾足夠嘅休息時間佢。咁如果佢係一啲比較嚴重嘅病，或者係個病維持咗好耐嘅話咧，咁我哋都會帶佢睇醫生啦，咁或者係佢去睇醫生，跟住向我哋傾翻錢嘅。
In the social service level, I think we can provide financial literacy education and also about their rights. I mean, some of them are not even aware of their legal rights. So sometimes they are scammed. But for example, some agencies, they charge extra fees or they cheat on the domestic workers or they deduct a lot from their salary about the agency fee. Some domestic workers, they are not aware that. So we can inform them, educate them about their rights, and also provide some legal counseling. We can organize more community sharing because not like other jobs, domestic workers, they don't have a workplace, they don't have co-workers to share the knowledge, right? So they work individually in different houses. So the social service can organize some networking, some peer sharing among the domestic workers, so they can learn from each other how to handle different situations. I think that also is a good way to do knowledge sharing and capacity building. In the policy level, I think for example, the government they can enforce stronger regulation on the agencies because nowadays there are many kind of like not all the agencies are well regulated. Some are even like we call the black agencies. So they scam on both sides. They scam on the employers and also the domestic workers. So if the government can, do some law enforcement to regulate on those agencies, I think it will be helpful for both sides. And I think the government can promote ethical employment. So now there are this kind of agencies, they are emerging. So this kind of, some are social enterprise even. So they put more efforts to enhance the communication between the employers and the domestic workers, and they try to offer more fair treatment to the domestic workers. I think that is also something the government can try to nurture. The government can also advocate or use some policies to recognize domestic workers' contribution as a formal job. I think because they have a legal contract, they work full-time, and their contribution is very important for the family and for the society. So I think the government can set up a role model to the whole society that this is a formal job and they deserve the equal treatment like other occupations. Even build up some other more inclusive policies to give the domestic workers more to enjoy more social welfare. So, for example, in the last couple of years, Hong Kong has been offering the shopping vouchers, right, to a lot of Hong Kong residents. But domestic workers are always excluded, even though they are working and spending money in Hong Kong. I think this kind of social welfare, the government can consider extending it to domestic workers as well. The government can also consider whether they can loosen the policy about the mandate live-in rule, because right now all the domestic workers, they are required to live with the employers. Have the domestic workers to save some money, but on the other hand, the living conditions can be quite poor in some families, and also the domestic workers has lower autonomy, there's no clear boundary between work and life, prohibit some of them from learning new skills or gaining personal growth. So if the government can give the employers and the domestic workers more options, they can choose either living, or they can, if the employer can help to rent another apartment or a boarding house for the domestic workers, so sometimes they can have more time and space to develop their own skills and even some financial plans. If the first of all is that we need to value their contribution and their work nature as a formal job, I think that can be a starting point. Yeah.
Conclusion: in this post-pandemic era, both local and foreign domestic workers in Hong Kong play a crucial role in the socio-economic structure. However, they still face significant challenges, particularly in terms of inequality. To address these issues, we need a multi-pronged approach, strengthening legal protection, enhancing law enforcement, and promoting cultural understanding. This will ensure the well-being and contribute to a more harmonious and inclusive Hong Kong society. Thank you for watching.